That's it. We're back. We're live after a 3-week break. Hope everyone is doing well. Let's do a bit of a catch up. What's been going on in ufology? So where's this button I've got to click? Here it is. Good evening, folks, and welcome back to Alien Addict. This is the show where we deep dive into the history of ufology using original publications and materials, because we all know that the truth is out there. Happy Friday to you all. We're back, baby. Yes, after a 3-week break. Kinda needed it. Let me explain a few things and why I did it. I think you probably know anyway. But yeah, it was nice. And I'll tell you what's been nice. The bloody weather. Yes, I'm British. We always talk about the weather. It has been above 25 degrees for the past month. It's a bit like during the pandemic where we had that span of April where it was really nice. But this time it's been like above 30 degrees. And we hadn't had any sign of rain. And there's no sign of slowing down. I think it's one of the best summers so far. It's been really, really nice. And I've been drinking a bit too much alcohol. Hence, Wednesday show. Oh, bloody hell. Whew. An edible and alcohol does not mix, put it that way. Apologies for that if you watched that. He took it down because he got not a strike. He didn't show. He had his live stream suspended because he was playing a documentary that he supposed to be playing, you know. And they took him down. Didn't you, Hayden? Anyway, it's a learning curve. But it's nice to see everyone. Let's go to the top. Yes, Alien Addict. You are right. We are back indeed. Yes. Hey, John Strokes. How's it going, mate? Nice to see you. Thanks for the shout out. And as well as you, Science Evidence Fringe. Yes, I've got your tags, mate. Before the live show, I was like, oh, can I find the PDF file on Internet Archive due to the magazine you sent me on X? And I managed to find it. So I was looking through it. I was like, do you know what? I might have to do a whole episode on it. Like, it's so long. Unbelievable. But yeah, thanks for that, mate. Much appreciated. And we have the man himself, Rotary Matrix. Rotary, you put something on X to do with Richard D. Hall. I think it might have been like Disclosure. I actually have the video to play. There we go. So that's a bit of Richard D. Hall for today. But yeah, thanks, Rotary. Nice to see you, mate. Hope you're doing well. Budicon. On Google Translate, it says Budikin, and it's not. It's Budicon, isn't it? I think that's right. But nice to see you. Happy Friday. Excuse me. Corbell's Cat. Nice to see you, man. Hope you're doing well. And we have Godstopper. Nice to see you, brother. Nice to see you. And Sadie. Sadie's been predicting stuff recently, hasn't you? Who would have thought that the Dragonfly UFO would once again make an appearance? But it's nice to see you, Sadie. Hope you're doing well. I think that's it. Right, okie dokie. I'm going to have this gin and tonic. I'm really into cocktails recently. I know my missus is like, do you know what? I think because you've given up the weed. All right, I'm going to say something now. Okay, I went to Wales Penny Van on Saturday, and Lee was there. You don't know Lee, he's one of my boot camp people. And he was like, mate, I've got some weed. Do you want to try it? I was like, it's been since February, since I last smoked. And I tried a bit. And I was like, do you know what? Not really for me. It was a bit hit and miss. I was drunk at the time, so it didn't really help. But it didn't trigger it, which shows that I'm over it, which is good. So there we go. It's a learning curve, isn't it? So how long has it been? February, March, April, May, June, July. Yeah, 5 months. Cheers, everyone. Cheers. Now I'm back to cocktails again. Yes, Sadie. He seems to be the all-seeing eye at the moment in ufology. Just be careful. I think Ross Coulthart's on your case, mate. That's why. But right, okay. I had the 3 weeks off purely because this channel, ufology in general, it's not saying it's a bad thing, but it has taken over my life. I spend every single day planning a show, trying to find information, obviously new information, old information, go through the books, all the magazines, and trying to find a brighter side to ufology. This is why we go back to the past, but current day ufology is a bit of a mess. And I think there was so much false hopes and promises, and it really was an eye-opener. Since taking over Alien Addict, it really has been an eye-opener for me, where we shouldn't really trust these people on social media. It's a given. It's a given. Because people like clicks, likes, and views. It comes with the territory. But too much false hopes and promises, and it really started to bog me down. And the last thing I want to come to a live stream or do a video on is to be negative. But at the same time, guys, I think it's important to call this stuff out. Not trying to be vile in a certain way, like being horrible to like Ross Coulthart or anything. You know, he's entitled to his own opinions, but at the same time, if you look back through the history of ufology, nothing is really new. So yeah, sometimes it's good just to take a step back, recharge the batteries. I didn't stay off ufology. I was still like dipping my toes in, but trying not to let it consume me, which still does. I love the topic, guys. Look, I love it. I wouldn't be doing this and even do my vlogs for Alien Addict if I didn't enjoy it. Okay, so I just want to say to clarify that. So why I didn't do any live streams? It's just a sort of it accumulates a lot of my time. It really does. I don't think people really realize it. You know, when you're sort of breaking down current day ufology and going back into the past, which I love. I love like old school ufology. It takes a lot of my time. I'm always at my desk, so spending outside in the garden, back at the gym every day. I did a 10k run yesterday on a treadmill. I was quite happy for myself. But anyway, I'm back, baby. We're doing this. Oh, what's this got to stop her? Baking cakes next. It's the way and the light. Really relaxing. Mate, did you not see me on Wednesday's show? Right, there's a few edibles I've been getting. And I tell you what, it's not CBD, it's THC. And here him goes. Mate, don't take a whole one. Take a quarter. And I took half on Wednesday's show. Fucking, I must have nailed 3 cocktails in a span of 20 minutes. And that was bad. I apologized to Hidden. I said, oh, Hidden, I'm really sorry, mate. I was gone, mate. It was really, really bad. But that live stream's gone now, so you can't see the state that I was in. But yeah, it's a bit much. It knocks you for 6, mate. I don't know how many grammage are actually in these edibles, but oh, bloody hell. Yeah, if I took a little bit, maybe it relaxed me a little bit. Maybe. But don't take half, for Christ's sake, Nick. It's a learning curve, but anyway. But yeah, when you consume weed, it's a lot stronger and yeah, a bit more relaxing, very heavy, I should say. Yes, sleep well for it. So let's get on with the show. And what do I have here? So whilst I was away, I had this book come in, UFOs, Contact from Planet Arkart. Arkart, that's it, yes. From Utopia to Reality. There we go. And that was another part of my expensive books that I'm collecting. So all these here, you can see, are from Rendell C. Stevens. Yes, we all know his history, on this, especially on this show. There's a book that I want to get that is actually on eBay. And I'm not going to show you because I've got this up at the moment, but it's over £1,000. People are really taking the mickey at the moment. We'll get to the books in a sec. But yeah, that's a part of my collection. You can see right here. Beautiful, beautiful. Why is that on here? How long? Wait a minute. Yeah, it actually slipped up. All right, so yesterday I did a 10K run. It took me an hour and 13 minutes and 7 seconds. I burnt 701 calories. And yeah, I blasted it. Distance, 10 speed. Yeah. I was knackered. Absolutely knackered. Right, okie dokie. Matt, if you're watching, I'm going to give you a shout out, brother. So, I couldn't believe this. The UFO Book Library popped up onto my algorithm on YouTube. And I was like, oh, this is brilliant. You know, well jealous. He's got a massive book collection, bigger than mine, comparing sizes. So I reached out to Matt right here, the host of the show. And I said, oh, I'd love to have an interview with you. Give us like email address and all that, which he did. And then we exchanged emails and he goes, well, one thing I noticed in the description, it said Bristol. I was like, oh, okay. I don't want to be like sneaky and ask him whereabouts does he live in Bristol. But he says to me in the reply, where are you from? I says, well, I'm from Bristol. This is where I live. And he goes, oh, well, here is my studio. It was 10 minutes away from where I live. 10 minutes away from where I live. I couldn't believe it. So I took the day off and I went to Matt's studio. I am here. So I actually met Matt. We had a 3-hour conversation. We're planning to do a video at some point. We want to do like I think a watch through Disclosure Day because he hasn't seen it himself. But I managed to see his whole collection on, look at that. Call it Skinny Bob. On his collection of UFO books that he's been collecting. So he's just like me. And he reviews these magazines. These books. He does have magazines as well. But he has an almighty collection, which is a lot bigger than mine. Oh, jealous. All right, I'm jealous. Fine, jealous. But Matt owns a production company. So he's got a proper studio. Like the most incredible equipment. You would like bloody 8K like equipment. In fact, when I first went into the studio, he said, put this microphone on. I was like, what's going on here? And he actually filmed my reaction going into the studio. He hasn't sent me it, but I will. I'll show you at some point whenever he's ready. He's just busy. I understand he's busy. But yeah, this is Matt's book collection. It's beautiful. That one now, I'm going to get that next. It's only about 30 quid. But he's been collecting the Rendell C. Stevens books. You can see in the back there. He's got the red one, which is like 300 quid on eBay or something like that. But yeah, I went into his studio. Hey, Bob Lazar, nice to see you, man. Hope you're doing well. And Anthony Goldman, nice to see you, Anthony. Hope you're doing well. Nice to see you both. So yeah, there we go. I've made a friend. Friend. So yeah, sound guy, and he knows the stuff on ufology. We were there. Hey, Nathan, how's it going, man? Just popped your head there. Nice to see you. Yeah, we'll be doing a podcast at some point, mate. Yes, in due course. It's yeah, he's just got like a proper setup, which I'm kind of jealous. Don't be jealous, Nick. Don't be jealous. But his book collection is almighty, I have to admit. And he actually given me a book, didn't he? Where is it to? Where are you bloody to, mate? I stuck it here somewhere. Oh, there it is. There. As a kind gift, he's giving you this book here. UFO Crash Landing, A Friend or Foe by Jenny Randalls. There we go. That was a nice little gift that he'd given me. So there we go. But please subscribe to the UFO Book Library. Link is in description, so go check him out. Because he just put a lot of work in, I have to admit. Did you see the... Yes, I did, mate. Yeah, bits and pieces. When I'm working in the garden, I just stick my headphones in, but I think I'm like halfway through. But yeah, very knowledgeable. Same with Matt as well. We could have spoken for hours and hours. So in due course, you will see me and Matt doing a podcast together. Why is that picture there? Why are these random pictures in my... Okay, whatever. I just thought that was odd. Just like that C shape cut out of there. But anyway, nothing to do with ufology. Right, yeah. So I was going through my books. I've got this book here by, again, Jenny Randalls, UFOs, How to See Them. And I saw this picture right here. So it's saying right here, many UFO photographs shown an object that just appears that just appeared on the print when developed, and it was not seen when the picture was taken. Although it is possible that the UFO may zoomed by without being noticed. Most such photographs turn out to be false on the negative or processing blemishes. Oh my God, I've got to read again. I haven't read in a while, so I'm going to screw this one up. But yeah, this was taken in Hawaii right here. You can see what do you call that? I don't know. But there we have a flying saucer, your typical flying saucer. Jenny Randall scared the hell out of me when... oh, right, was it? I don't think I got that book, actually. No, I don't think I have the one. I'll bear that in mind, Nathan. I'll bear that in mind, mate. But this magazine here, the official magazine from November of 1976, and proof is in the pudding. It's right here. There we go. And we do have a close-up shot of the flying saucer right here. And it was actually taken by this guy right here, this Japanese guy. Don't stigmatize. So yeah, it says here, this spectacular UFO shot was taken in April of 1974 by Tetsu. Don't try not to sound Japanese, Nick. That's the name right there. A Japanese professional photographer. The director of ICUFON. Do you know what that actually stands for? ICUFON. Okay, ready? It stands for Intergalactic Spacecraft UFO Intercontinental Research and Analysis Network. Let me say that again. Okay. So it's such a mouthful. These acronyms is unbelievable. So ICUFON stands for Intergalactic Spacecraft UFO Intercontinental Research and Analysis Network. There we go. And this was analyzed. Oh my God, I'm not going to read anymore. I'm going to do this for another show, which I was planning to do on Tuesday, actually. But yeah, this is original page from the magazine itself, and actually talks about the camera that was used, where this guy was, his bloody Jeffrey Dahmer glasses right there. So yeah, there we go. That is the original photograph, which looks like your typical flying saucer. Fantastic. I haven't read in a while, so I'm a bit rusty, I should say. So there we go. Let's move on away from that. So today we've got a few subjects we're going to be talking about to do with the California drone UFO of 2007. I have done a live stream on this and I missed over a few parts because here's some photographs of it. Look at that. It's interesting for the time. It's quite nostalgic, I have to admit. The time period. Look at that. One would say fake and gay. Could well be. So thanks to Sadie, she has been predicting news on ufology. And what do you here? Show picture, Dragonfly picture, link to California. Right, okay, cool. Right. First things first, sorry, but not sorry. We'll have to bring up, where did it start from? Why? Once again, ufology just goes through cycles, doesn't it? It just keeps on cycling around and around, regurgitating information. Is not saying it's a bad thing, but Ross Coulter really slipped up big time in this one. Hey Megan, how's it going, love? Nice to see you. Where are we to? That one there. That one there. To that. Right. Let's start off. Where did it all come from? Let's do this.
Feel like it. Hi, Ross. Love your work on Reality Check. I wanted to ask if you've ever uncovered the definitive story behind the 2007 Carrette Isaac drone hoax. This was a highly sophisticated 50-page leaked technical report detailing the reverse engineering of an extraterrestrial arc-shaped craft, complete with self-executing geometric code engraved on its surface. While it's widely known to be a hoax, the sheer level of engineering jargon and advanced 3D modeling required a massive investment of time and skill. Do you or your sources know who actually created this? And more importantly, why? Was it just an elaborate art project, a discarded viral marketing campaign, or something else entirely? Thanks for keeping it rigorous. Cheers from France. Bruno.
What if you could make a song using only your voice? Let's start with the drums.
Bloody advert. Sorry, guys.
So, Bruno, you start with what I would call a confirmational bias. you say it was a hoax, categorically, definitively. Why?
Because it is, Ross. It is.
Widely known to be a hoax. Why do you say that? Is it because there are people
because he's done research? Sorry, I'm pausing. Sorry.
Online who just say it's a hoax? I actually don't agree. I think there's something to the correct PACL documents, and I've been taking a very close interest in them. And I was really intrigued to see your question, because I do think the correct story is an interesting one. There are a number of inconsistencies. There is no known PACL facility that existed in that part of Los Angeles at the time. But of course, if they were operating covertly out of a government building, a nondescript building in some part of suburbia, that would be consistent. These documents are intriguing, and I'm hoping we might be able to show some images here of these documents, because what you see are photographs in the document. It's allegedly a leaked document from the Palo Alto Correct Laboratory in California. And Correct was short for Commercial Applications Research for Extraterrestrial Technology. And the materials include technical reports.
News Nation's all right, mate. Yeah, news reports are fine. It's just documentaries that are a bit iffy with that. But I've never had a problem with News Nation.
Diagrams of alleged extraterrestrial artifacts, technology, and pages of an alien symbolic language or script. And in around about 2007, a guy calling himself Isaac created a website on Fortune City, isaaccorrect.fortunecity.com, and it's actually archived on the Wayback Machine. You'll find it if you just put Correct into the Wayback Machine. And he posted a personal account, scanned and redacted documents and high-quality images. And he claimed to be a former employee who worked at PACL in the mid-1980s as part of a team reverse engineering extraterrestrial technology recovered from a crash site. And the goal was to adapt.
Oh, did she? Really, Nathan? That's odd. I've never had a problem, mate. Ooh, maybe I should put the banner up. Ooh, I think I might take Corbrell's cat account for it. There we go. Joking, there we go. Oh, bloody hell. Okay. Just in case. But no, I've never had a problem with News Nation. Never had a problem.
Alien tech for commercial human applications, anti-gravity devices, or advanced propulsion for civilian use. And the PACL Q486, Q4 86 report is what was tendered. It's a 1986 primer on findings from these ET artifacts. And it described extraction processes, component analysis, and integration effects. And there's also pages from a linguistic analysis primer featuring complex diagrams and an elaborate symbolic alien language, self-executing or functional. I can't dismiss this case for reasons I cannot disclose. It's an ongoing investigation for me. I've got a hunch.
Is it because I fancy Meg? I say nice things to Meg. I think I'm safe on that one. Ross, not so much, mate.
But who PACL Correct were and people involved. And it's an ongoing investigation. There are reasons to be skeptical about the case, and there's been a whole debunk that's been published. It does beg questions to me. Why would somebody create such an elaborate document? It's a bit like the MJ12 documents. Why would somebody create such an elaborate document if it's all just a silly hoax? And a lot of people have suggested that it was a publicity effort by an animation company, a CGI company, to generate business. But if it was, they never said who they were or generated any benefits for themselves by publicizing their role in doing this. Basically, nothing has been heard from Isaac since he posted these documents in 2007, and the website is now defunct. I have a pretty good idea what PACL Correct were and who was behind it, and it's an ongoing investigation. And I don't necessarily agree automatically that it's a hoax.
Hey Megan, nice to see you. I'm doing well. Looking very nice, by the way. Don't bloody strike my channel for Christ's sake. Right, first things first. I known about this Dragonfly UFO and the documents surrounding it going back, God, bloody hell, years now. What's that? Nearly bloody 20 years. With 2007. God, bloody, that's like 20 years. Literally. And I know it was a hoax. I knew it was. Like I said, I did a live stream on it going back last year. Now, what Ross was saying there about the fact that why would somebody come forward and not take any credibility for it? It's the same for you. Look, you will get people like that who will make something up, pull it out there just to see what traction it does. And they themselves that created this fakery don't want any. They don't want to be in the limelight. They just put it out there and just see what traction it gets. I'm going to put this just like the MH370. It's fake, okay? And the guy who actually who created the video of the MH370 is probably laughing at the moment, bloody laughing, going, "Oh, look at this," you know. But at the same time, you need to take a step back and understand where did the story come from. And I don't know who put that comment on saying that it might have been you, Budicon, that the fact that he's probably just doing it to see Ross himself, just trying to find these UFO stories, put it out there and saying, this is real, put himself in the limelight, basically, when he hasn't really done any research into it. Because as I start to get further into it and people start to talk about this on X, it's quite understandable where the story really came from. I'm going to be talking about that just very, very briefly before we move on to something else. Yes, I can do. I have to admit, very nice. But yeah, I would say this whole scenario in regards of these documents, and because it links into the Dragonfly UFO, it does. It links into it from 2007. But I think Ross is really, once again, hasn't done himself any favors. No offense, Ross, mate, but that smug look on your face doesn't really help anything, really. And it goes to show that they haven't really done too much research into this. Because what I'm going to show you now is a short clip from... I've got it here. Here we go. All links are in description, by the way, guys. Okay. Here it is here. Okay, so this UFO channel, or YouTube channel, Abducted by Celestials, talks about this briefly. Where did the story come from? Okay, you can trace it back to the 90s. It was basically an art project. That's what it was. Check this out. Look at that.
Pages of an alien symbolic language or script.
So Ross Colhart is claiming this is an ongoing investigation. He can't talk about it. He can't share any details, which is like, okay, who in the hell is investigating this? There's no proof, there's no evidence. And yeah, it came out in 2007, but it was a hoax. The original drawings, the original person who actually made this was back in 1999, and her name was Margaret Gell. Not only that, but she also came out with a statement explaining everything on how she made the artwork, every single detail about it, why it was stolen, and when she made it. So there is information out there about these artwork, right? It looks like alien technology and everything else, but it was made from Margaret Gell, and it was stolen from her from a guy named Isaac Carrot. So, and you know, like I said, he uploaded it in the internet in 2007, claiming that, yeah, these are alien technology, right? And you know, the whole thing is just a hoax. She also mentions why she made these artwork, right? She was fascinated with aliens and the whole UFO stuff. So that's the reason why she made it. And it was stolen from her and uploaded in the internet in 2007. So you just have to be really careful with what it's out there, because not everything is going to be the real deal, right? You just have to do a little bit of research about it. Now, Ross Colhart is claiming that he doesn't believe this is a hoax. He still believes this is the real deal, even though there is, you know, someone out there claiming that she made this in 1999, right? And she also said to not believe everything that is out there about this because she made it herself.
I can't dismiss this.
There we go. Okay. I did break everything down, but I found this video and it just explained it for me. So I do appreciate that. But it's like the links are in description for this. Okay.
Case for reasons I cannot disclose. It's an ongoing investigation for me.
It's not an ongoing investigation. This was debunked nearly 20 years ago, Ross. Come on, mate. Come on.
I've got a hunch about who PACL correct were and people involved. And it's an ongoing investigation. There are reasons to be skeptical about the case, and there's been a whole debunk that's been published. It does beg questions to me. Why would somebody create such an elaborate document? It's a bit like the MJ12 documents. Why would somebody create such an elaborate document if it's all just a silly hoax? And a lot of people have suggested that it was a publicity effort by an animation company, a CGI company, to generate business. But if it was, they never said who they were or generated any benefits for themselves by publicizing their role in doing this. Basically, nothing has been heard from Isaac since
Not looking into the whole story here.
that it's a hoax.
You know what I think? Ross Qualhart is not looking into the whole story here. It's all about money. It's all about impressions. It's all about monetizing, right? So before you're making claims, you have to look into the whole story first. You know, he doesn't even mention Margaret Gale, right? From 1999. She came out and said, yeah, I made that. I made that in 1999 and explained every single detail about her artwork. Anyways, let me know your thoughts in the comments.
One word. Based. See what I mean? We need people like this chap here. Link is in the description for his channel, which is called Abducted by Celestials. And he's right. He is 100% right. Ross has not done enough research into it. He probably just saw the email that the guy sent and just jumped on the bandwagon. It's like, oh, these documents look really, really compelling. It must be real here. Ongoing investigation. It's like, no, man, you need to look into the past. Find out where these stories come from. It's so crucial. It's so important, especially for me as a, look, I don't call myself a ufologist, but a historian into ufology. Go back to the past. Look at the books I've got here. Understand where does the story come from. And this goes for current day ufology as well. Very, very important because, like I said before, the stories just get recycled over and over again. And this is a very clear example why Ross, I can't pronounce his bloody name, Ross Coulthart hasn't done his research. He really dropped the ball on that one. It's not ongoing investigation. It's been debunked years ago. Okay, it just has to be said. The website is actually here. I've got it here somewhere. Where is it? Yeah, there it is. There. I'll get to chat to a sec. Hold on. Dare I read this? God. Hello, John. Nice to see you, brother. Hope you're doing well. And happy Friday to you. Hope you're doing well, mate. Hey, we got Chillster as well. How's it going, man? Nice to see you. And Missing Time 420. How's it going? Nice to see you. Yes, it is, mate. Yes, that is the carrot thing. Yes. Which he stole according to the allegations from the lady, I forgot her name, what it was now. But yeah, basically, yeah, he's the one that pretty much promoted it as something being real. So this website right here, Isaac Carrot Hoax, and it says, way back when I was a kid, I made some art and it got stolen and put in the Isaac, is it Carrot Hoax? Yeah, call him Carrot. Why not? I made it by tracing gears, clogs, round things, and an ice cream tub lid, all found on my desk at the time. To the best of my knowledge, I made this somewhere around in the year of 1999. At the time, the person who stole it from me pretty much regularly updated the page he put in the Isaac Carrot fortunacity.com every year. He had this idea that if I kept on updating the page, he could maintain copyright, bastard, over over shit that wasn't even his, even though the first thing I could find, even though the first time I can find that it was archived by the Internet Archive in 2007. I remember this exactly in 2001, right after I sadly sent the files from my life art to show him. Ooh, yeah, this is it. Just one more section right here. Why did I do this? Because, to be honest, of another friend, I was encouraged to share my art. I am screwing my words up. I do apologize. We were all the same sort of circle. We were all interested in UFOs, and we were all sharing art. None of us had any idea he would go on to steal all of this from us and roll it into this. To be honest, I didn't expect you to believe me. I don't know where my notes on how to decode it are. I didn't know where the original files are. They were manipulated in Abbott Photoshop 4.0, LE, and should... What's that? Yeah, LE. Okay, no idea. And should have saved data for about 1999. But I'm writing this because he stole this from me. He stole the line art from me, and when I was a kid, and he threatened to pursue legal action against me if I ever told anybody. Bastard. Total bastard. You do get people like that. And here we go. I mean, that kind of looks like 2007-8 sort of designs, like early computer graphics, do you know what I mean? Not necessarily AI. It can fool anybody. Yeah, all the symbols there. So the link for this is in description in this video. In the live stream, I should say. But there we go. Cannot believe Isaac Carrot. That is exactly why Isaac Carrot did not show his face, because he stole the material. That's one explanation. But also you do get people that, you know, like the MH370 sort of situation, faking it just to put it out there just to see what happens. You don't necessarily have to see your face, it's to see what traction it can gain. Just has to be said. Isaac, shame on you, and shame on you, Ross Coulthard. Let's take that banner down. Yeah. And that is pretty much links to the California drone sighting, well, photograph from 2007. Still quite nostalgic for me. What is that on your tail? Oh, it's like sticky weed, mate. So there we go. I'm going to move away from this because I don't want to dwell too much on it, but I just wanted to show you where the information came from. Okay, it was all stolen, and some dickhead just promoted it out there. Again, goes to show why he didn't show his face. But it just gets regurgitated again here in 2026. 18 years later. Welcome to ufology. Right, okay. Let's have a little look. Did I miss anyone? Oh, Black Dot. I think I missed you, mate. There you go, mate. I did see you. How's it going? Nice to see you. Happy Friday. Right, we are going to move on to... So we've done that. So if you do see that pop up again... Blame Sadie. I'm joking, Sadie. Just joking. Yeah, done that. Right. Let's move on to something pretty much up to current date. Well, when I say current date ufology, we're going to go back to 2008 to Edge Media TV. Ooh, love a bit of Edge Media TV. I am drinking this Smirnoff Crush Mango and Peach, and it's 6% alcohol. It's bloody lovely. I opened up one, and it's a lychee martini. Tastes like shit. Sponsor Alien Addict, even though you're drinking shit. Right, let's move on. Let's go on to... Done that. Right. Richard D. Hall. Does anyone know who Richard D. Hall is? Oh, how's it going? Scandal, nice to see you, brother. Hope you're doing well. Hey, Dan Peters, nice to see you. Just clocked you there, brother. Nice to see you both, and happy Friday to you all. Right, okie dokie. Where are we to? So Richard D. Hall, who I known all the way back to 2008 where we had a TV channel called Edge Media TV on Sky Channel 200. And you would have his videos pop up on this TV show. Well, it's basically a channel, basically. And he would talk about UFOs, aliens, conspiracies, stuff like that. He talks about some other stuff as well. But this video is only 20 minutes long. It talks about disclosure and the build-up to disclosure. Bear in mind, this came out in 2008. Okay, so it's got Timothy Good in here. It's got some really good questions that's pretty much on point of what we're seeing today as the disclosure movement. Okay, so I'm going to bring this up a bit bigger. Oh, God. Sit back, relax, and listen to this. I will pause it and we'll talk about some questions that get brought up. Okay? Oh, let's bring back memories. I think I'll put the banner up. There we go.
Welcome to richplanet.net, the program which aims to uncover the truth behind the alien and UFO mystery. I'm Richard D. Hall.
Is the volume a bit low? I can turn it up a bit. Hold on. I'm going to turn down my mic a little bit.
And this week's program is about UFO disclosure. Increasingly, more and more people believe that our governments are holding secrets about aliens and UFOs. Disclosure would be the revealing of some or all of these secrets to the general public. In this program, I will examine the likelihood of such an event.
Is the volume too low now, or do you want to turn it up a bit? So I can turn my mic down slightly, because I thought it was a bit low.
And whether there is indeed already moves in this direction. The MOD released some of its files on UFO sightings in May and October 2008, and will...
Hold on a minute. Let me just turn my mic down slightly. Up a wee bit more. Okay, all good here. Okay, cool. Right, this is very, very important because these are questions that have been asked, I should say, in today's day and age. Listen to this.
To the general public. In this program, I will examine the likelihood of such an event and whether there is indeed already moves in this direction. The MOD released some of its files on UFO sightings in May and October 2008 and will be releasing more files this year. Could the release of these files be part of an overall...
Is it still low? Oh, bollocks. Sorry, guys. I might be able to find another link for this. But it mentions here that the fact that new UFO files are going to be released in the MOD files from October of 2008.
Overall policy to eventually disclose the whole truth. UFO researcher Tim Good explains that none of these files are in fact top secret. The top secret files on UFOs remain hidden.
I find it extraordinary that in the media, all these sort of headlines, top secret files finally revealed. Well, in the last few years, no top secret files have been released, and very, very few secret files. Certainly, Project Condign was an example about 4 years ago of a UK eyes only secret document classified like that, mostly 465 odd pages. But generally, I would say 95% are just confidential. That is the classification, which is very lowly. Yeah. And I was amused to see in the papers my own reports sent to the Ministry of Defence, like the famous case of Alfred Berthoud, the fisherman who encountered a landed UFO in Aldershot, which a case I investigated thoroughly, and I first published it in Above Top Secret. Prior to that, I sent the report to my full investigation to the Ministry of Defence. And of course, this is trumpeted by the media as top secret files from the Ministry of Defence. Here's their report on the Alfred Berthoud case. I mean...
And it's been in your book for years and years.
Yes.
So right here, it mentions that the fact that the file is going to be released in the UK's Ministry of Defence archives, according to Timothy Good, it's not top secret. Look what's happening now. Look what's happening with the 4th batch of UFO files being released. It's just old information. It's not top secret. This is it. So what's happening back in 2008 in the UK has happened once again 17 years later. What's happening in the US? Okay, so it just goes to show that Timothy Good knew what was going to happen. You know, these files are just, yes, they may be confidential, but it's not top secret. Just has to be said.
In May 2001, an American organization called the Disclosure Project held a historic press conference to try and get the US government to reveal its secrets. A similar event was held in November 2007, where military, intelligence, civilian and government personnel revealed their knowledge of UFOs. Neither of these events succeeded in bringing about disclosure, although the organizers of these groups are still actively campaigning. Gary Heseltine is a detective constable and investigates police UFO sightings in the UK. I asked him for his thoughts on the disclosure movement. And do you think we're going to get a disclosure? Is that something that you would welcome, a disclosure?
Yeah. I mean, I'm fascinated by the Disclosure Project, and tentatively, and if I had some sort of financial backing, would seek to organise a British disclosure on British witnesses, because I think there's plenty out there, pilots, radar operators, senior military figures who'll come forward. I've spoken to them and spoke to many of them and said, look, if ever this happens, would you be prepared to speak? Holt will be prepared to do a British disclosure. I know he's done the American disclosure, but because this is a British case, he would be willing to be a part of the British disclosure if that ever gets off the ground, but it's the funding and the time, and that's the problem.
UFO researcher Tim Good has some reservations about a full disclosure.
Based on what I've learnt, full disclosure would be disastrous on several fronts, and I have been convinced, certainly for the last 7 years, that gradual disclosure, which I believe is the official agenda, if you can call it that, because relatively few people in governments have the faintest idea what's happening, as you know.
See?
Really, it's got to be gradual. That is what I have been led to believe. And I, based on what I know, I don't know everything, I think that is the wisest way forward.
Okay.
Do you know what? He's nailing it on the bloody head, Timothy. And this is 2008, for Christ's sake. A gradual disclosure. Is that what we're seeing now? It's like, get the crappy documents out there just to sort of sway the public, smooth the public over to say, look, you know, UFOs and, you know, I say with aliens, you know, it's not really being presented in these documents. We're talking about today's day and age, you know, the 4th tranche, well, the tranches that's been released in the past couple of months. Would it be catastrophic? Would it be disastrous, according to what Timothy Good is saying right here? I don't think so. You got to think the time period going back into when this was recorded, 2007 and 8. I think it was 2007, that sort of time period. It's a lot different to what we're seeing now. You know, everything's changed. Everything is not like it used to be. Like, especially before the pandemic or after the pandemic, you can say that the fact that something is not quite right. So he makes quite some valid points there, Timothy, I have to admit. And the fact that I would say that the government haven't got the faintest idea what's going on, because it's above the government. We should have known this by now, guys. We know this by now. It's okay for pleading to Donald Trump to, okay, get these whistleblowers to state what they've been saying, but is that disclosure? Is that giving us the actual evidence? And this is what I mean by we need the evidence now for disclosure. And at the moment, we're not really seeing it at all, you know. But again, you could call this a slow drip disclosure. But we've had that in England back in 2004, 5, 6, and 7. Because I remember reading those documents back in music college 17 years ago. So it's a tricky one, isn't it? It depends how things will plan out in the next 4 years. We'll see. Let's continue. But you see, he makes very valid points, Timothy. He makes very valid points.
Do you think that the releasing of the MOD files in March 2008 and October 2000, do you think that's the start of that type of process, or is that just a coincidence?
I think in a way it could be. I really do feel, because at the very least it's generating a tremendous amount of media interest each time these documents are released by the batch. As you know, since the Freedom of Information Act in 2004, the MOD has been accelerating the normal process, which used to be every 30 years, every 50 years, 75 years, 100 years, never, whatever, of officially releasing files. But they've been accelerating the process.
I think that we are moving closer to a major decision in the sense of mainstream science. 15 years ago, mainstream science and astronomy would say there is probably life out there. No, possibly life out there in the cosmos. 10 years ago, they would probably then say probably. Now, mainstream science, not ufologists, are broadly saying that wherever there is water found, there will be some kind of life, however minuscule, microscopic.
You said that you didn't think full disclosure would be wise because it would be problematic. But can you elaborate on that? I mean, what is it? What secrets are they holding that the masses would not be able to cope with?
Well, I'll give you a few examples. Okay. First of all, we're not just, when you talk about aliens coming here, we're not talking about one group. I know from my own connections that it's accepted by some governments that up to 50 or more species have been coming here over the years, and that's not so outrageous. Essentially, they're all humanoid, but there are variations. Let's just take a look at the abduction phenomenon, for starters. What is the true purpose of the abduction scenario? The aliens who are, and there are several types of aliens involved in abductions, not just the little greys as they're referred to as. There are other types, more human types have been involved in abducting. The famous Herbert Schirmer case, for example, in Nebraska, very human type beings, very similar to Homo sapiens, certain differences, but then there are racial differences here, were involved. And I think, from what I've been told, certainly the so-called grey types, the ones with the sort of almond-shaped eyes and everything, their motives are not what they indicate and what they tell people.
Alien abduction is a well-known phenomenon, which is covered in a later program in this series. It's believed that for many years, aliens have been taking humans on board their craft, performing some kind of surgery, then creating a block in the abductee's brain so they cannot recall the event before returning them to the Earth. What is the purpose of these abductions?
There is a hybridization program. Hybridization is the name of the game. They've been doing that since the 1950s, as far as it seems. And I think it's diminished to an extent nowadays. That's the reports I get from around the world. But I think probably a conservative estimate would be that hundreds of thousands of people have actually been abducted. That's my opinion. Now the question is why? Well, what I have learnt regarding that scenario is that the purpose is indeed for hybridization, but it's not for our benefit. It can be argued that it's for our benefit, but what I'm told is that it's for their own agenda, which is takeover of this planet. Now that's kind of disturbing, if it's true. I don't know it's true. I'm just saying what I have learnt.
Now that's a threat narrative. That's a threat narrative. But we don't know if it's true. This is it.
And this is obviously very, very disturbing. And apparently the hybridization program, half alien, half human, whatever the proportions are, is to make us acquiescent, less violent. I think I can see very good reasons for that. But
Timothy, you're on point there, mate.
at the same time, is it going to make us more acquiescent to what they want to do, which is to take over this planet? They need this planet. I'm sure there are several spacefaring races who need this planet. Earth is unique. Astrophysicists are absolutely right about this. Earth is unique. not obviously in the Milky Way, but for quite a ways around. And I think for donkey's years, it's a very attractive prospect to people looking for alternative planets to have bases on them or whatever.
No matter how awful the facts are about the alien agenda, my own belief is that we all have the right to know about it. But there is still a huge gulf between what ufologists believe to be true and what mainstream scientists will tell you. So how do we reconcile the two?
At the point where mainstream science, and I think within the next 5 years we'll get this, that mainstream science will say there is microscopic life on Mars, under the Arctic. We found it, we found it nearly happened 10 years ago when the rock and the, right? But when that definitive mainstream science, it's on the news, saying, yeah, we found microscopic life on Mars, that will, to me, mark a sea change that has to change in the idea of the developed world, because they have to then accept that if there is microscopic life on Mars, that the idea of extraterrestrial life is no longer a figment of imagination. Mainstream science is saying that wherever there is water as a constituent on any planet, and if you look I think over the last 3 or 4 years, they discovered something like over 200 Earth-like type planets, way off in the universe. Then, if there is water on those planets, there's going to be life of some kind. And to my mind, as soon as they accept that there's life, however microscopic, it's still life. Then you have to accept that life has maybe developed quicker on other planets, that it's far more abundant than what people have realised, and that if it's abundant, some of it may have developed at a quicker rate than Earth has developed, and therefore that it would have developed the technology that would be so much more advanced, and therefore the distances would erode, and therefore the idea of travel.
Some people believe that Barack Obama will become known as the Disclosure President.
Oh, sorry, that made me chuckle, because now it's like, no, it's Trump now as the Disclosure President. Oh, blimey. See, do you see what I mean? I picked this video because it's so on point of what we're seeing now in ufology. It's just like a never-ending cycle. But yeah, 2008, Barack Obama was president. There we go.
Obama recently appointed Leon Panetta as the head of the CIA. Panetta is known to be close to John Podesta, who was President Clinton's chief of staff. Podesta is strongly in favor.
Yeah, yeah, about him. Blinken, thank you so much for the $10, man. 3 books I recently purchased. They Live in the Sky by Trevor Constable. Oh, I think I've heard about that. Yeah. The Keepers by Jim Sparks, and Lost in the Key by Lee Haley. Oh, I tell you what, let me write those down actually. Yeah, I tell you what, I've heard a couple of those, because if they're like cheapish, I buy them on eBay. Lee Haley. Oh, brilliant. But mate, thank you so much for the $10, man. That is much appreciated. I'm sorry I put that up where there's John Podesta's face right there. But mate, thank you so much. I really do appreciate it for your super chat. It's yeah, you've made my day. Thank you, Blinken. Thank you, and happy Friday to you. And enjoy the show.
Of UFO disclosure, there could well be strong opposition should Obama decide to adopt a policy of disclosure.
Do you think an American president, if he found out what was going on, let's say Barack Obama gained some of this knowledge, do you think he would have the power to go for full disclosure?
Let me give you an example. I learnt, for example, that President Kennedy in 1961, 1962 requested observation of the alien bodies recovered in some of these events, crash retrieval cases. His request was granted, and as I've written in Need to Know, he was taken on Air Force One to Tyndall Air Force Base in Florida, and he viewed the bodies. I don't know much more than that, except it was a top secret mission, and it was headed by General Godfrey T. McHugh. And interestingly, from another source, I learnt that General McHugh replaced one of the principal military attendees at Dallas on 22nd of November 1963 at the last minute. So you could put two and two together and make 22, but I don't know. I think Kennedy was assassinated
linked
to the fact that he probably wanted to tell the public. You may recall that 3 tramps were arrested near the grassy knoll, suspected of maybe having something to do with the assassination. I think they were eventually released without charge, but one of those so-called tramps was none other than Fred Chrisman, who was a counterintelligence agent for the CIA and with the United States Air Force, who had specialized in the UFO problem.
Oh, I never knew that. Huh, that's interesting.
So we have a possible link there then.
Definitely.
Okay.
If the president is unable to get to the truth, what about our scientists?
And do you say that scientists are gradually accepting, a little bit at a time?
Yeah, there's definitely been a shift over the last 15 years.
Do you think that they know what the end game is, the total disclosure of intelligent species, or do you think that movement towards is just by chance, that they are discovering water and then they're going to discover microbes, or do you think it's an orchestrated sort of
led? I think there's probably 2 ways. I think there is a definite power on the media as a whole to downplay this subject. Mainstream science does not look at this subject officially because of the way it's portrayed in the media, and they're led to believe there's nothing to it. Some scientists who do get involved immediately can realise that there is something to it. But you go back to the likes of John Mack, Professor John Mack at Harvard. He came into the subject as a total skeptic, studied the abduction scenario for a year, and concluded at the end of it these were people reliving real experiences, and that it wasn't made up, and it wasn't people with vivid imaginations. So when that happens, but they tend to be ostracised, as he was ostracised, and they tried to get him out of Harvard and whatever, and he becomes a rebel because he doesn't follow the party line. And I think mainstream science is very rigid.
Yeah.
It's quite narrow.
Yeah.
You will only get your paper published if you accept our rules and it falls within that narrow band of field.
Yeah.
And if it's not, you're then for not mainstream, you fall outside of us, you'll never get it published, you'll never get your work. I think it's very rigid system science.
I think we've moved away from that now because look at Avi Loeb, what he's been doing.
And I think for me, I'm not a scientist, don't want to be, and I think I just look at it from a common sense point of view. And if you do, and you look at the evidence of credible people, there is an overwhelming picture that paints the picture that there is a small percentage of UFO sightings that are real, of an extraterrestrial origin. I'm absolutely convinced of that. And as I say, the next big thing will be the day when it's definitively, yes, there's life on Mars, microscopic or otherwise, then that will have to mark a sea change, because as soon as they accept, science accepts, that there is life on another planet, they have to then accept that it may exist elsewhere and may have developed earlier and can be coming for many, many thousands of years.
Do you think we will get disclosure?
I think to an extent disclosure has begun.
Right.
No longer can governments ridicule this subject, and I'm quite sure they're concerned, since there's been several low-level overflights, like in Phoenix, for example, in 1997, and the Stephenville thing of early 2008. I think the fact that, at first they denied it, and it was so such a ridiculous, ludicrous explanation that they gave, and they've had to realize there's no way they can sit on this all the time. You can fool some of the people all the time.
Do you think that we will have full disclosure in our lifetimes?
Well, yes, I think it's moving towards that. Within the next 20 years, they say that when the large array of radio telescopes, there's a place, I forget what it's called, but there's a huge number of, it's about a mile wide of all these, there's going to be hundreds, and they say that once that comes online, which is about 2020, they say that within a year they should be able to detect if there is any intelligent signals within, I think, 100 light years of Earth. And so I think at that point there probably will be within that 100 light years some kind of intelligent life form. And I think that's again when mainstream science will say yes, we've definitely got an intelligent signal. And so 2020 could be.
Yeah.
Ooh, well, we're 6 years ahead of that, mate, and we still haven't really seen anything. But I see what they're saying in regards of, do you think we're going to see disclosure any time in the near future? You could say what we're seeing now is like what Timothy Good was saying about the slow drip disclosure narrative being pushed. But what we've been receiving, I keep repeating myself over and over again, what we've been receiving in regards to these batches, these tranches, it's nothing new. Is that necessary disclosure? Think about it. But it's making good points. It's making good points.
I'll give you the reasons why I think a disclosure process has begun. It may not be, what you want, but the fact of the matter is that governments of several countries, France, United Kingdom, Brazil, I think Spain has certainly released a lot of top secret files over the years, and there's a number of other governments too. And this process, as I said earlier, has been accelerated. I was interviewed on ABC News, on the primetime program, and they actually quoted me saying some things which quite a few years ago I'm quite sure they would have cut or they would have made.
Hello, Green Tea. Hope you're doing well. Happy Friday to you, and hope you're doing well. Nice to see you. I just repeated myself there, like I always do. But happy Friday to you. Hope you're doing well.
They look foolish, and they're also planning. They're planning a documentary, more documentaries. And I hope to be involved in those. Nick Pope's been involved as well.
God bless
also,
his soul.
Talking of Nick Pope, in last year's New York Times, he published a long article saying that it's all real. They're here. Some UFOs are ETs. That would not have appeared in the New York Times even 2 years ago because it's the establishment, one of the main establishment papers in the United States. And they've just never published anything other than ridiculous articles on the subject. They used to publish very serious articles on the subject right up to the 1960s, but so something tells me, and I get the impression from ABC that they're starting to take it all seriously now, and so I think things are moving. They can't sit on this forever.
I asked David Boyle, who was an expert on conspiracies, the same question.
So do you think there's going to be disclosure?
Yes, there is. Just look at the televisions and newspapers. Look at the Sun newspaper, which is one of the biggest comics you've ever got.
Well,
but I mean, it does tell you.
As well.
Well, one of the reasons is if people read it the most, then it's the best place to put information.
Best place to put information, mate. You used to have bloody page 3 girls in there. Bring back the page 3 girls. I miss the titties. Joking.
Yeah. Every single day in the last 2 weeks, practically, there's been either UFOs, other dimensions, other ghosts, variations, and array. You've got to realise that the UFO phenomena is attached to everything else. People say it's separate. It's separate from the understanding of the control of the planet. No, it's not.
In November 2007, at the National Press Club, when government people and pilots, and I think Edgar Mitchell, astronaut, there were This was
James Fox organised.
yes, with Leslie Kane. That was terrific, and that really made people sit up. And I know that because the Washington Times wrote a very, very straight article about it, and I subsequently contacted a journalist, and nobody tried to stop that.
I would say the word disclosure, Godstopper, is redundant. Is used so much, and it's kind of lost all its meaning. Yeah, it's like the French are saying there. It's like, yeah, it's just like it's been bashed so much in our psyche and ufology. It's like, oh god, like we're not seeing results here. It's like I said, it's lost all its meaning.
That article.
Do you think there is a disclosure going to come from a government, and they're going to admit to
No.
knowing about ET?
No.
Do you
Yes,
see that, or do you
it's
think
coming. Look at
The government are part-timers. Donald Trump's a part-timer. He's got bigger fish to fry. And what we've been seeing recently in the past months, it's above the government. The government has been stopped by a three-letter agency. This is not by me. This is by Tim Butcher and the Congress people involved. It's been blocked. It goes to show it's higher than the government. It's not going to come from the government, this disclosure. It's not. And by the way, Christopher Mellon's in control of the UFO video footage and files being released, and that says a lot of things.
papers today. The papers, again, are the media. Media is controlled by the same people. All the televisions, radios and newspapers, practically in the entire democratic world, are all controlled by just a couple of groups of organisations. And when you know that, they're only allowed to do it. I mean, we had a recent incident here in Blackpool when a gentleman died on a stage, having said 2 minutes earlier that he was going to tell us who the Antichrist was, who killed Bobby Kennedy, and was explaining about 9/11. He drops dead. As soon as he starts to talk about it on the stage in front of 400 people. Was there a word about it in any newspapers? No. I looked in the local newspaper and asked them what they were doing about it. And they said they couldn't do anything about it. But of course, the front page that day was full about dog shit on the promenade at Blackpool. So, I mean, which is more intelligent? A guy who's going out to do this, who drops dead. And of course, a lot of people there no longer believe that he died of natural causes. Because he was about to release a lot of information that would have been detrimental to the people that have the vested interests.
One thing that Gary said while I was interviewing him, I asked him about the Disclosure Project, and he said that if he had enough money, he would like to get involved with the British Disclosure, perhaps not Disclosure Project, but Disclosure Event, shall we say.
Yes.
Is that
yes.
something that you would be interested in?
Sure, yeah.
There has certainly been an increase in newspaper coverage of the UFO subject. But as I mentioned earlier, previous attempts to force governments to tell the truth have been very compelling, but have so far failed. Perhaps a British attempt on disclosure is what is needed.
Yeah, love the music. There we go. Edge Media TV Studios. Oh, miss Edge Media TV. Oh, bless. So there we go. That is from Richard D. Hall talking about disclosure. There's actually that's part 2. They had part 1, and there's another one I'm going to play next week, all to do with aliens. Yes. I love Richard D. Hall's old school. Like I say, it's old school. There's old stuff from back in the day, because that's when he was like a proper true believer. And now is a bit like me, like. You start to see the cracks and you start to say, it's like, something's not quite right here, something's going on. But I thought that was quite interesting to show you, that the fact that the talking topics that were being brought up in this interviews with Timothy Good and the other people that I can't remember, it goes to show that it's the same questions being asked over and over again. It feels like there's a lead up to disclosure going back, I'll say about 5 months ago, but now looking how things are going and progressing, it's not looking that great. You've got to pay attention. You've got to open your eyes and stop listening to these UFO influencers. I know that's what gets traction, and I understand that, but if I start spouting bollocks, you're going to call me out on it, because you know how my thoughts on ufology. It's just like there are certain questions that needs to be asked. It's like, me, I'm not going to dwindle too much on that, but is disclosure going to happen in 2026? No. Oh, I tell you what, I'm going to find really, really quickly the comment I put on Ben the JR Porter. Green Tea, you know Ben the JR Porter. He uploaded a video. Here it is. I like Ben. Ben's he's a true believer. This is what I like about Ben. I've met him like several times. He's really, really nice. Really nice fella. Go check him out. Ben the JR Porter on YouTube. He did these like really great videos, like these little venture videos. And in here, his video that was 2 months ago, that was released on the 1st of May of 2026, right there. And a UFO Disclosure 2026, a May surprise. So this is where the documents were going to be released. May, June, July. So yeah, about 2 months ago, nearly 3 months ago. And this is a comment that I put under his video right here. I'm going to bring up a bit bigger so you can see. Now, listen to this. This is what I put. This was before the first batch or tranche of UFO files was released. And I said this: a vast majority of people need to lower their expectations about what is actually going to be revealed in these documents. I'm pretty sure they will be likely heavily redacted, and some were, okay? What are people in the UFO community really expecting to come out of this? It will be probably stories we've already heard 1,000 times before, similar to the UFO files released in the UK, like the ones we've been talking about in that video. Does that count as disclosure? It seems like many are expecting revelations of crash retrievals, definitive proof of extraterrestrials' existence. But what kind of evidence is realistically going to be presented, and not just hearsay? I'm not saying this will be a complete nothing burger, but there is clearly too much hype being built up around it. Why do we all of a sudden think that the US government is going to tell us the full truth? You see, I saw this coming a mile off. It's great that the conversation around UFOs and extraterrestrial life is becoming more open. However, a large portion of the community is taking this too seriously. And no disrespect, oh, God's sake, no disrespect to you, Ben, but you said that in one of your disclosure videos in early 2025 that we'll get disclosure in December of 2025, and it didn't happen. Once again, expectations does not match reality. 2026 will not be the year of disclosure, in my opinion. Boom! Called it out. I bloody called it out before the UFO files were released. You see what I mean? Why are we expecting the government to give us the truth? They're not in control. Hey, Jamming Music Man, nice to see you. Nice to see you, brother. I called it. See? Eyes open, eyes peeled. And no disrespect to Ben, lovely guy, really, really sound guy, but he was like, we're going to get something big that's going to happen in May. It's coming. I'm like, it's not. And that's why I put that comment. So there we go. Let's bring up X. I don't want to sound like a snobby prick, but it's like, I did see it coming. I did see it coming. Right, let's have a look. Let's bring up let's bring up X. So in here, Science Evidence Fringe says, do you have these magazines yet? Looks like it will be full. Looks like it will fit very well. Fortune Times, issue 175. Should only cost a couple of quid. Yeah, it's about £10 on oh god bloody hell, was it eBay I found it on? But guess what? Guess what, Milcock? And I'm gonna do this for next week's show. Where is it to? Ah, there it is there. Brilliant. Luckily enough, both. I found it. It's on Internet Archive. I downloaded the bastard as well. So next week we are going to look through this magazine to do with Nazi flying saucers, and there is a extract in here, about 3 pages, I think, 4, 5 pages, I think. Is that bongs? No, it's not. It's bongs. Yeah, I thought it was. I thought they were dildos for a second there. Anyway, oh yeah, it talks about Himmler's crusades. I'm pretty sure it's talking about the Anunelb in this. Yes, the expedition in 1938 for the Aryan race. So that should be interesting. Okie dokie. Where are we going to here? I think it's down here. Lovena Blavatsky. There we go. That's measuring the Tibetans' skulls to see they're part of the ancestries of Aryans. Oh, God, here we go. So this is what we're going to talk about next week. Because there's a big page, and it's UFOs. Stories over scientific advances of the Third Reich have circulated for decades. Kevin McClure, is that right? Clow explains that the flying saucer legend didn't exactly rocket science. Okay. We told of flying discs of immense size and power. And here we have Victor Schauberger. We have some pretty good artwork. German flying saucers, just to show you what we're going to be looking at next week. That book there, I was going to get. Very controversial book by Ernest Zoodle, who owned a publishing company in Canada called Samoset Publishers. Very controversial person who written books about bloody Holocaust denial and stuff like that. Thinks that Hitler did nothing wrong, but that's not me. That's what he wrote in his publications. That book sold for about $200, which I missed out on. But anyway, it doesn't matter. That's the book I got. Proof is in the pudding. There we go. Hitler's Flying Saucers. So we'll be looking at the next week. These turbine-driven aircraft right here. Okay. Oh, they got the bell, glowed blue, and destroyed the animals. Interesting. Okay. So yeah, we'll be looking at this next week. So, yeah, no, honestly, Science Evidence Fringe, I really do appreciate you sending me that because, yeah, it should be some interesting stuff in there, mate. Hey, John Scott, nice to see you, mate. Hope you're doing well. Oh, mate, don't worry. You can always go back and have a little gander what we've been talking about. So, yeah, interesting stuff, mate. Interesting stuff. Have I missed anyone in chat? Let's have a look. I think that's everyone. Okay, fantastic. Let's bring it up a bit bigger. Let's get rid of that bloody banner as well. It's making me feel funny. Okie dokie, moving on. Let's just sort something out here. But it's nice to see you, John. Hope you're doing well, mate. This document right here. Check this out. Breaking news alert! Exclamation marks. New Majestic 12 documents has surfaced. No, that's wrong. That's fake. That I can absolutely, just by looking at that, that is absolutely fake. I know documents. I've read so many documents in regards of the MJ12, and that doesn't. None of that matches. Absolutely none of that. Let's see what the comments are saying on here. It seems to be fake. Yeah, no shit. Fake as a $2 bill. It does appear that way. No, it's definitely fake, mate. It seems fake. I would agree. Yeah. Oh dear. Fake news. Yeah. This is the problem where people who are on social media, they want their clicks, they want their likes, they want their views, so they spout any bollocks and put breaking news, capital letters. But once again, haven't done enough research at the fact that this is fakers and gayers. So if you see this, it's fake, okay? But once again, nice attempt through people on social media trying to get traction. This book, my God, this is my next one. UFOs from Venus I Came. I bet you did, love. This is from Ronald C. Stevens from 1986. Extremely rare. Holy shit. It's going for like $900. I'm not joking. This is a very rare limited print run of this. Yes. So I'm looking for this one. Don't tell the UFO Book Library because I'm pretty sure he's going to buy it. He bought one the other day that I've wanted for ages. I'm like, oh, God, it's so much bloody money. But anyway, that's my next one I want to get. Let's move away from that. Right, so recently, I wanted to get Graham Randall on the show. Recently, Donald Trump signed a waiver for UFO whistleblowers. Well, they're not whistleblowers because they've got no evidence, but basically these military personnel who've had these experience in regards of flying objects, UFOs, alien contact, working for these crash retrieval programs to come forward without have any of their livelihoods affected. But what you put here, it says, forgive me if I don't get too excited about the latest news of the UAP NDA waiver. For every so-called win, like it seems at the moment, there is always a barrier still in place to prevent the win materializing into something solid. NDA holders can now talk to a few people in secret. That is all it is. And I would agree with you there, Graham. I would agree. We're both into trains. We like our steam trains. I'd like to get on a show at some point. But yeah, don't get too excited by the new waiver being put forward. In regards of this whistleblowers coming forward. I might skip that. Actually, how long have we got now? Hour and a half. Okay, we'll see. John Stewart, once again, doing this thing that as always. I say AI. What would you say? Yeah, no shit. He posts so much bollocks. It's unreal. Oh yeah, that's that hoax. Yeah, Yankee Blue Air Force UFO program briefing document. Actually, I've got something here. Let's talk about that. Yeah, here it is here. So it's saying here, Yankee Blue explained. So Yankee Blue was a code name for a fake United States Air Force UFO program. It was purported to involve a reverse engineering alien spacecraft, but it was in fact an elaborate haze and misinformation campaign, probably part of a broader Pentagon disinformation program intended to obstruct classified weapons development under the guise of UFO mythology. The ridicule persisted from the Cold War era until the formal discontinuation in 2023. Ah, interesting. There we go. So that's part of Yankee Blue. In 2025, Wall Street Journal reported that the Pentagon All-Domain Anomaly Resolution Office, otherwise known as ARROW, led by Sean Kirkpatrick, also had discovered that for decades, personnel in classified Air Force units has been shown images of flying saucers and has told that they were from top-secret alien technology recovered program called Yankee Blue. The incoming members were shown UFO photos and told they'd been helped reverse engineering alien tech. However, it was a fictional program. Our participants were bound by non-disclosure agreement and sometimes threatened with execution if they leaked information. The strategy most likely operated as a secret measure to protect sensitive programs from the Soviet intelligence and to divert intentions from advanced weapons like stealth aircraft. There we go. So, yes, it was a disinformation campaign. There we go. Let's move away from that.
Me, as I've gone through all of this, and certainly, I guess.
All right, I did have a little bitch in one of my videos about this guy, Dr. Phil.
I guess two things that have jumped out at me as I've gone through all of this, and certainly in the one that we had the opportunity to dig into before it became public. Two things. Number one, there has been a massive cover-up. And two, there's no question there are unexplained phenomenon happening in our atmosphere here.
No shit. You just figured that out? We've had thousands of years of this bloody thing going on. You just found that out. Tell us something we don't know, Dr. Phil. Oh, News Nation, what are you doing? Oh, dear. You see what I mean? You see what I mean at Blinken? You see what... yeah, it's fake, mate. Yeah, we talked about that beginning of the show. The carrot documents. Yeah, that was stolen information from someone who actually created that through their artwork. I forgot their bloody name now. Go back to the beginning of the show, Blinken. We did talk about it. But yeah, I think Dr. Phil is going to annoy me as... Oh, mate, I tell you what, CD, it's just... I don't understand why Dr. Phil is in the UFO community at the moment. I really don't get it. He's a celebrity. He doesn't know nothing about ufology. He was given early access to the fourth tranche of UFO files, which was very lackluster. It wasn't evidence, so to speak. And now he seems to be all portrayed as the the patriotic saint or figurehead for ufology. It's like, whoa, hold a minute, we've got some other researchers that you've completely skipped over. I mean, I know Stanton Freeman's dead, but you still got a lot of information out there. I mean, in that interview there, Ross Coulthart was saying that the fact, no, actually, I think Ross Coulthart mentioned to the fact to Dr. Phil that he was put into look at the files to sort of ease the public in regards of the truth of extraterrestrial life. It's like, mate, I just don't think people would care. People have moved on, man. People have, like I said, they're distracted by technology, gadgets, and gizmos. They just don't care. I was talking about this with my boot camp people on Saturday when we went camping. I said, if you actually had a video footage, photographic evidence of an alien, you know, the real deal, would it affect you? No, they couldn't care. Yeah, okay, it's a small demographic of people, but you got to think there's 12 billion people on this planet. I think it might most likely affect the religious folks. But again, the bloody Catholic Pope going back years ago saying that yes, there are extraterrestrial life out there and we welcome them. So I just don't understand. I think people are looking too far ahead into it. That is going to have some sort of dramatic effect on the public psyche. It might do, but I think, like I said, people are distracted by technology, gadgets, and gizmos. They've got a lot of things on their plate. If I was shown bloody extraterrestrial life, that's the real deal, it wouldn't affect me. But yeah, okay, I'm in the subject, 24/7, but I still have to go to work. I still have to pay taxes. I still have to, do all things that we have to keep doing to stay alive. You see what I'm saying? It's just a very niche topic at the moment that people are talking about. What are we saying here, Green Tea? Nick, it's money. It's part of a contract. Dr. Phil had his time in the sun. It's time he went to lay down and just stop. I couldn't agree more, Green Tea. Absolutely. Yeah. Yes. Pretty much. Yes, I gather that, mate. But he's going to bugger off at some point and somebody else will come in. Somebody else will come in. Yeah, probably. Anthony Good. Yeah, definitely Anthony. Yeah, I guess so. But I don't know. Something doesn't quite feel right. It's like, why is this guy coming forward now? Who else? Who's another celebrity going to come forward and talk about stuff that we already know? Yeah, it's just, he literally just said there's definitely something flying in our skies, and it's definitely proven to me there's a cover up. Yeah, no, are you like seriously? Like, move away, Nick. You're getting triggered. You're getting triggered. NDA waiver. Okay, that's fine. Once again, Sadie predicted that. Blame Sadie. I'm only joking, Sadie. Oh, History Channel. Dare I? It's 2.5 minutes. Shall I risk it for a biscuit? Shall I risk it like those Page 3 girls on the Sun newspaper? Ooh, shots fired. Let's do it.
If you look closely enough at them, you'll see that they have on them symbols.
That was stolen.
The cryptic symbols on the drone's body do not resemble any known alphabet, but one person has come forward, claiming to know their origin.
A gentleman named Isaac claimed that he recognized the symbols that were on these drone craft because he worked on.
I am literally shitting myself that the stream might go down because I got taken down like 4 times due to the History Channel. It's 2.5 minutes. It should be right.
On them under a secret government project back in the 1980s called the Carrot Program.
In June 2007, a man identifying himself as Isaac posted a letter on the internet claiming he had been an engineer for a secret government program called Carrot, Commercial Application and Research for Extraterrestrial Technology. He backed up his claims by posting documents which he had allegedly stolen from Carrot and photocopied.
Blame Sadie. I'm joking, Sadie. Yes, Green Tea, I will pause now and then just to shit on History Channel.
Quote, the military was hard at work trying to understand and use the extraterrestrial artifacts it had in its possession. MUFON has been investigating the claims and analyzing the Carrot documents to assess Isaac's credibility.
So he released a series of documentation, and these were...
Oh, I'm scared. I'm scared. Is the stream still there? Hopefully.
The major allegations. He believes these craft use invisibility technology, that the reason they were seen by these photo witnesses is because the invisibility cloak was disrupted by some non-human technology.
Oh, it's so good. That it looked really good back in the day for 2007, I have to admit. Hey, Jay Hardesty, how's it going? Nice to see you. Nice to see you. Well, at least the stream's still up. I'm like sweating here. I'm like, oh my God, History Channel, please don't take me down. Please.
The claims from this elusive witness may seem extreme, but scientists, engineers, and experts the world over believe that governments have been reverse engineering alien craft for the past 60 years. But such claims have never before been supported with documents and photographs as clear and detailed as these.
Check this out. What if there was this reverse engineering program going on, and then these are like little test flights happening in the sky?
So for me to get a better sense of this, we need to get some image analysts to review those, experts in their fields who could look at...
Okay, pause. I have to admit, for like 2007, it looked pretty good. I have to admit. Even though it was like, It looked like 2007 graphics, put it that way.
The case here and give us their expert opinion.
Look, I'll tell you one thing. Reverse engineering is very, very tough to prove. Extremely tough to prove. But there are some incredible experts in the field and see what their take is on what's been reverse engineered technology. So, Pat, let's collect this material. Let's get to the experts.
You got it.
Oh, God. Is there anything more to play with this? Okay. I'm going to stop that there. Oh. Not this hoax again. LOL. The kid admitted it was his art project. There we go. Oh, yeah, I tell you what. Remember going back on 4chan in 2003, that alien photograph that was taken? It was shown on the website and it got immediately taken down. Is that it? Could anybody remember? I never saw it. I never saw that photograph. And apparently this is it. The original one. Not too sure what the comments say, I don't know. Jesus Christ. Woo! Shots fired. I'm guessing that's Alex Jones and David Icke, right? Oh, bloody hell. Anyway, right, move on. This one from Australia. Let's have a look. It's only 23 seconds of this. I can't tell what it is. No idea. Okay, so this was in UFO in South Australia. Witness stated the object moved slowly and steadily like a balloon. It disappeared after a few minutes, maybe to hide into the clouds. And this was taken on July the 19th of 2026 at 4 p.m. Located at Walkersville, Australia. No idea. Right, have I got anything else? One more thing. Well, there's a few more things, actually. All right, fair enough. I find this funny. I find this James Franco alien videos hilarious. Have you seen the one where the alien goes into the fridge? Yeah, I know the last live stream that I talked about. The fact that it was the build-up before he showed the alien on the actual laptop itself. I was like, mate, you're not selling it, you know. But then I saw the videos pop up and I was like, this is hilarious. This is what we need in ufology at the moment. I know some UFO channels take this too personally. It's like, where's your sense of humor? He's just having a laugh. It's just having a flipping laugh. He's falling around. I know it's terrible, but I just find it hilarious. I really do. So sometimes you just gotta have a laugh, man. A lot of people take ufology too seriously. That's why I took 3 weeks off, baby. You know what I mean? That's freaky. That's freaky. Look at that. But man, just have fun with it, guys. Just have fun with it. Right, what else we got here? Let's have a look. Let's have a look. What else we got next? This one, I'm not too sure. A bit loud, sorry. That's your typical Billy Meyer flying saucer right there. So look. Is it going to do something? This is it. Wait for it. Right, first things first. Let's just go back. When you see these UFO sightings, right, especially one like this, you want to look at the position of the camera. Is it zoomed into the object, or is it as a landscape Billy Meyer style? Right, check this out, okay? This is what I'm trying to prove a point here. There is, all you can hear is oceans. You don't hear anybody talking about this. You can't even hear the video man, whoever's filming this, saying anything. Okay. Okay, zooms in. Looks pretty good, don't get me wrong. But he doesn't hold it there. Then he goes back so you can see the ocean. Okay, you got some like landscape view right there. But then it does the Billy Meyer thing where it just goes, snaps out. Wait for it. So you can see he's using this as contrast. You want to see the ocean waves because it adds credibility to these UFO sightings. Wait for it. There you go, poof. It just blinks out. Can you see any cuts? No, you can't. This is 2003, so they would have had the technology back then to... Thoughts on this one, guys? So this was taken on 19th of August 2003, a classic disc-shaped UFO filmed off the coast of South Africa. Not too sure on that one. Not too sure. Oh, I am not talking about this guy, Mark Christopher Lee. Talking about July the 8th. Didn't even come true. The disclosure speech. And now he's left ufology. And he'll be back again when something big comes along. So there we go. Right, let's go up to the top here. Is there anything else I need to mention or talk about? I'm going to save that for next time. Let's listen to this. Is clearly a stoner. So Little Wayne goes deep onto UFOs and actually knows his stuff. Let's have a little look.
Ooh.
I love it.
Did you see that documentary about, Dave loves to talk about it. It was on like, what was it called? The Age of Disclosure?
Oh, yes, I did.
What did you think about it? Did you like it?
I mean, I love everything about Ancient Aliens, but that episode, Age of Disclosure, that's when they exposing everything that the government and all that.
Yeah. He watched it, and I'm not kidding, for like 2 weeks straight. All he would say is, can I talk to you guys about the Age of Disclosure?
Well, the fascinating thing about aliens, which it's just that like, I feel like if an alien came down and was visible and caught on camera, like walking up to the White House and knocking, it would just shift humanity's like fundamental paradigm so dramatically.
Exactly.
So it's like this event that can change everything.
Not so much.
And there's so many people that are like, we've seen it, it's happened, but it's never been captured in full way. But I feel like, how could there not be aliens in general?
Of course. What you like?
It's definitely.
There has to be.
Of course,
also, we also have to understand what an alien is.
Bear in mind, he's a massive stoner.
Please.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
None of us know. So what I'm saying is, saying that to say we don't know we don't even know if they're from another planet.
Yeah, we don't know anything.
You know, the only alien that we supposedly knew was the one from Roswell that lived.
Right. Okay. Well, no disrespect, but look behind me. I've got tons and tons of books on ufology, the history of ufology. I've got magazines here from the 40s, 50s, and 60s. And these are talking about aliens coming here from distant planets on their spacecraft. Okay, so he sort of contradicted himself there when he's talking about Roswell, because that is that aspect, isn't it? This is a craft that has crash landed and you got these aliens in there. I mean, for sure, for one reason, what he's saying there, that we don't know what an alien is, but we've got a backtrack record of people that have seen these encounters with aliens, been abducted by aliens. We know that. Well, I know that because I've read the books. I've got the magazines on it, so I know the history. But no disrespect to you, Wayne, but when you're watching Ancient Aliens, you're not going to get the truth, mate. Or you're going to get a very loose adaptation, a very loose, I can't even say the bloody word, a very loose interpretation of the narrative on aliens.
J-Rod.
I didn't know his name was J-Rod.
Yeah.
I don't know about
let's go
him.
back.
How do you get the
alien that we supposedly knew was the one from Roswell that lived?
Hey, there he is. How's it going, Matt? Nice to see you, mate. Yeah, this is it, mate. I mean, I tell you what, when we have our interview at some point, mate, we'll talk about that, because that's such a point of what would the reaction be, because it's different 20 years ago compared to what it is now. Do you know what I mean, Matt? So, but yeah, guys, please subscribe to the UFO Book Library. He has a bigger book collection I have. Not jealous at all. But yeah, please subscribe, because Matt knows his stuff, and yeah, pay attention very soon, as we'll have a little meet up and have another like 5-hour discussion once again. But nice to see you, Matt. And yeah, welcome to the show. It's nice to see you.
J-Rod.
I don't know.
So he's saying that the alien that crashed and that was alive in Roswell was named J-Rod.
No, his name was J-Rod.
Yeah.
I don't know about him.
Yeah.
How do you get the name J-Rod?
No one. They said I think they may have named him, and they said J-Rod said that whatever said that when they would ask, because supposedly they was trying to get him back to where the hell he's from.
Yeah.
If he lived, like
J-Rod,
they
where
were
you
trying
from,
to
man?
trying to.
How can we
and
help you
J-Rod
out here?
said, "I'm not from another planet." He said, "I'm from another time."
Yeah, wow.
And so he was from another. He said that your world will end in a cataclysm, and some people will make it. A lot of people will, and they'll have to live within the planet, basically go like ants.
Yeah.
And that civilization, that time will last so long that we'll adapt to living there.
Right.
And just like we adapt to everything else, we're going to start adapting to being an insect, and just like an insect. And we're devoid of light. That's why aliens' eyes are so big.
Oh,
Because they don't, whatever they came from, there's no light. And the atmosphere is so dense, that's why they don't grow. That's why they don't grow too tall, because the atmosphere don't allow them to. They don't eat the same.
This is stoner talk. But no, fair play to that hot woman sort of sucking into it. It's pretty good.
Food, that's why they don't get so big like that.
How do you know all this information? Where's you just like YouTube videos and whatnot?
I don't do YouTube.
How do you find this stuff? You got a guy on the inside?
No, it's
Would you get on a spaceship right now?
Or like, yeah, if they were like, hey,
I didn't know where we're
take
going.
Moon.
Mars.
It's so far away, isn't it? Isn't Mars, doesn't it take like years? Like,
they're gonna figure that out.
yeah, they're not ready though.
I don't think it takes years.
It takes a while. Elon Musk said something about the whole thing is taking longer than they thought because of the amount of time.
Yeah.
But I thought
Some
time
issue.
becomes not a thing once you get past a certain point.
Well, Mars might not be involved with that.
Me?
What is it?
Well, because time is just time isn't real.
Yeah, I get what you're saying. I'm saying if we move fast enough, though, we can move faster than time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then
We just have
time
to get
isn't
the
a
answer to
thing.
how to do that sort of fast thing.
Well, Einstein figured it out. We just ain't pay him no mind when he told us. And he told us that he figured it out by it was raining, and he was just looking up at a light at a street post, and he turned his head real fast, just like, and did it, and noticed that when he kept doing it, he noticed stuff started slowing down when he did that. The faster he did it, so he figured it out. He figured it out like, wait, if I was in something that could move fast, I probably can actually move faster than time.
If you had the option right now to be taken away by somebody and learn all of the facts there are to know about everything, whatever you want to know about aliens,
whatever we want,
the past, the present, the different times, you get all the information you could possibly have, but you only have 1 month to live. If you learn everything, you have no more curiosity because you know everything. But in a month you die, but you still have a month to convey all the information, tell the world all the facts. Do you do it, or do you choose to live like another 40 years and have fun on Earth, or however long?
Oh, you ain't, so that's the alternative.
question.
You get to live another 4 years
Yeah, on
without
Earth,
telling
with-
people?
no, you live without any of the facts. You don't
Yeah,
know.
if you either
don't-
live your normal life or you
live
go
a
do this
normal
thing
life
and then die in a
another
month.
40.
Yeah.
I'll do that one because most likely I won't be. I'll have too many answers to that.
Yeah,
what
maybe,
happened after that month?
I like that. That's a different way to think about it. Yeah.
I'll probably be packing.
Yeah, definitely.
Because I know exactly where I'm going.
Yeah.
There you go. That's the clip. I mean, don't get me wrong. I mean, go to what UFO Book Library is saying here. Yeah, pay a close attention to these people, then exploitate. This is how the masses will likely deal with the new reality post-disclosure. I think it will intrigue people to a certain degree, but I think you got to think we're dealing with how many people's on this planet now? What, 12 billion people? You're not going to swindle everyone's opinions. This is it. And especially where we are with the current climate, it's always a tricky one because I got a bit of shit from the last video uploaded, because I deal with normies. I don't like saying that word, people that are not into UFOs, they're not into conspiracies. They're just every Joe Schmo out there, working 7 days a week or 5 to 7 days a week, they got families and jobs, that's the type of people that the conspiracy people would like stigmatize. But honestly, it's like my boot camp people, the people I go to the gym with. I see them on a regular basis. They themselves won't get affected by it because they still have to go to work. They still have to put food on the table, pay taxes, etc. But what will happen to the religious folks? What will happen to the people? For me personally, I won't get affected. It'll be great. We've got the evidence for it because that's the disclosure that we want. But then you've got to think about the other 12 billion people on the planet. It's very interesting. That conversation could go on for hours. So you're quite right on that one, on that comment that you put there for sure. And yes, at some point we will have a show. But please subscribe to the UFO Book Club. Book Club. Sorry, Matt. The UFO Book Library. Link is in description. So go and subscribe. Hey, Bino from Oz, 1975. Nice to see you, brother. Hope you're doing well. Happy Friday to you. And here he is, Mr. Moody, even and all. The guy's talking about J-Rod. I find it ironic that the guy behind him is quietly rolling a J. Yeah, clearly a stoner. It's a stoner talk, mate. It's stoner talk. But it's nice to see you, Moody. Hope you're doing well, mate. Hope you're doing well. I think that's it for X. Have I got anything else? Just having a quick look. Let's just pop in, and I'm going to save some stuff for next week. Yeah. Okay. All right. Oh, one more thing here. Science Evidence Fringe sent me some sweet red strikes. Let's have a look.
Oh, ghost! Holy moly!
That's cool. Look at that. Almost looks sci-fi, doesn't it? Beautiful. Look at that. Lush. I don't know what causes that. Does it actually say in there? No. Fantastic. Yeah, thanks for Science Evidence Fringe. That's much appreciated, mate. And yeah, thanks for that shout out as well. I shall have a look at that 14 times on next week's show. We'll have a little bit of a deep dive into that. Yes, I know I said it wrong. Oh, talking about 5G. All right, Black Dot. See you next week, mate. Have a good one and have a good weekend, brother. Yeah, I've pretty much got a few more things just to show. I think that's it for that there. And right, check this out. This is really important. Really, really important. Check this out. This is... You want to know the truth? You want to know the truth? Listen to this.
Fans told me to go to Google Translate. Then you type in 5010 Hall from English to French.
5010 Hall.
And then this is French.
50 coq.
Sorry, I just found that hilarious. Yes, if you put that in Google Translate, it will say a very naughty word in French. There we go. Gotcha. Right, anyway, no, seriously. We have this here. I love talking about... Yeah, see, at least Sadie found it funny. Right, one thing I find fascinating, and I love talking about this topic. Hey, Comedian UK, how's it going, man? You just woke up, bloody hell. Where are you from, America, mate? Are you from England or somewhere else? I say it's getting late here at the moment. It's nearly 11 o'clock, but nice to see you, man. Hope you're doing well. Oh, sprites are likely reverse lighting. Yeah, lighting, yeah. They go up to the edge of the atmosphere instead of down to the ground. Thank you, Moody. Thank you for explaining that, man. I love talking about 2012 and what possibly happened after 2012. Okay, I have this video now. I know it has Professor Simon Cox, but just listen to what he has to say here.
What if the Mandela effect is proof that you survived the end of the world? Think about it. Millions of people remember things differently. The Monopoly Man's monocle, Pikachu's black tail tip, even famous movie quotes that apparently never existed. And somehow, huge groups of people remember the exact same details. But here's where it gets weird. In 2012, the Mayan calendar predicted the end of the world. And obviously nothing happened. Or at least that's what we thought. But there's a theory called quantum immortality. It suggests that when you die, your consciousness doesn't experience death. Instead, it continues in another universe where you survived. So what if something actually happened in 2012? And instead of dying there and then, our consciousness shifted into the closest possible reality where Earth survived. But the new reality wasn't perfect. Tiny details were different. Logos changed, movie quotes changed, even history felt slightly off. And those old memories were shared by so many people that traces of the old reality could have leaked into this. What if the
Oh, that's such a mind fuck. Oh my god. I love talking about like the effects of what possibly happened after 2012. I've always found that concept interesting because for me, I had my awakening stage 2007, thanks to my mum. All to do with 9/11, and then I just snowboarded into these rabbit holes, and I was like, oh, everything I thought I knew was right was actually wrong, and I had to re-educate myself. But during that time period from 2007 to 2012, there was this build-up to something big was going to happen. New spiritual awakening, the fake alien invasion. It's something felt like what we see in today's day and age, like something was going to happen, a new awakening. And going to what Professor Simon Cox was saying, Brian Cox, isn't it? That's what his name. Very interesting concepts. Maybe something shifted in 2012 that we didn't know about. Makes you think. Another video coming up. But talking about how people have changed, because I feel it. I do feel it. Check out this video. This is the last video I'm going to play, and it's to do with frequency. And I found this quite interesting. All right. All links are in descriptions for this. But listen to this. I don't know when this was actually...
This video...
Oh, but that was loud. Sorry. No, it doesn't say when this video came out. But listen to this.
They have until the year 2012 to get control over the portal system on this planet. If they don't do it by then, they're not going to have the opportunity to do it. So right now, between now and 2012, the intruders are trying to set up a couple of agendas here. Their first area of interest is in getting us under control on a mass level without us knowing it. Basically, they're setting up what's called a frequency fence, and they have studied for about for maybe 30 years trying to figure out exactly what frequencies to use in order to harness our perceptions. Once we're under a frequency fence, they can project what's called a holographic insert. It's like a 5-sensory hologram. This could be a holographic insert, and we wouldn't know the difference if we were under a frequency fence. It makes a whole global population very easy to control. You can make them see, think, feel, or whatever, anything you want to. And that's one of the things the intruders are trying to do. The Guardians, of course, are having their counter strategy. This cannot be allowed to happen, because if it does, we have a problem when we pass through our double, because the grid vibrates too low, because the frequency fence hampers the resonance rate or the frequency rate of the planet, not just the people. So the Guardians have to get us out of this time continuum now. So we're in the process now of learning the energy techniques and how they apply to our body.
Very interesting. Because it makes you think, when did they establish the 5G towers? And that was during literally where the pandemic started. And you could say things started to change after the pandemic. Like, something doesn't feel right. I don't know. I don't have the answers for it. But we are being bombarded by EMF fields. This frequency that through our phones, the Wi-Fi, the 5G towers, it's everywhere. I had this video going. I couldn't find it. I was looking through my archive and all that, and there's a guy in the middle of nowhere, and still the EMF meter was off the bloody charts. And you think that's what that's doing to people? It's changing people, and this is what I mean by something doesn't feel right after COVID. Yeah, I know the pandemic, the things I shouldn't really talk about here on Alien Addict, but it's got to be said. You know, the pandemic was a massive psychological operation. It really was. It really done massive damage to the human psyche. We seem to have lost touch with human contact. When I go out for a meal, and I've talked about this before in the past, everyone on their phone. No one's looking up. For me, I observe. I'm a bit autistic, okay? I go into these places and I just feel the atmosphere. I want to know where I am. Like, when me and the missus, we went to we were looking for a cocktail place to go to get a couple of cocktails. And we went like into this cocktail bar, and immediately, like that, I was like, I don't like this place. And you just got to look around you. It's just full of rowdy people. And I was like, this is not for me. And I literally sensed it like that. And this is what I mean. It's like something doesn't quite feel right in today's day and age. I say it could be the 5G towers. It could be, you know, what's happened after COVID and all that. But people are just not the same anymore. It's weird, man. It's, yeah, pandemic, yeah. Like I said, a massive psychological operation that's done immense damage to people. But, like, no one's, like, talking to each other. Like, when I go out for a walk and someone makes eye contact with me, I say hello. And 9 times out of 10, I'll get a response. You know, good morning, good evening, and all that. He's trying to make an effort, and I try not to look at my phone when I'm going out. Like, me and the missus, we go out like every couple of weeks for a meal, you know, get a few more cocktails than me. Yay. But generally, I try not to look at my phone. But yeah, something's odd. And maybe going to what that woman was saying there about the frequency. And she says that's the lead up to 2012. Maybe it's a control grid to control the masses. We'll see. I don't know. I don't have the answers. I'm just thrown out there in your faces, guys. Nick's has... No, I'm just autistic, mate. That's why. I don't know. I've always had that feeling. Like, my missus had a friend that came over. I'd never seen her before. She met her over like Twitch or something like that. And she came through that door and I was like, I got a real bad feeling about you, love. Like, something was a bit odd. I should be careful what I say here, but she was showing me her tattoo. Like, it just something odd was about her. I was like, oh, I got like a real like weird feeling about you. She goes, oh, look at my tattoos on her forearm like that. And you could tell where she's been cutting herself. I was like, ah. I sensed that. I sensed like something was not quite right. It's weird. I don't know if it's like my own... I've never been diagnosed with if I was autistic, but I just sense like the presence around me. It's weird. It's do you guys have that same sort of feeling as well? Matt, do you have that same feeling? We've had this conversation. Yeah, mate, I tell you what, when I was having my boot camp party, we have 2 parties, one in the summer and one in Christmas. And I tell you what, it's a lot of fun. It's a lot. I get hammered and all that, but I'm going to say, when I'm having a conversation with people, the music's blaring, other people are talking, it sends my anxiety off. That's why I have a few drinks. But they're talking to me, but I'm going, I can't register it. I'm like, it's going in, but nothing's registering. I'm going, yeah. People say like, how are you? I'm like, yeah. I don't know, man. I've always just had that sort of feeling. I think the missus as well has the same sort of thing, you know. But yeah, it's a strange world we're living in, and I try to remain positive, but at the same time, what we've been bombarded with on social media, especially when I go through X, you got the follow button, the people that you follow by, then you get the other stuff that you don't follow, and it's just negative stuff, and it's putting you in this frame of mind where it just screws with you. It's just so much negativity, and I'm telling you something now, the world is not like that. It's just what we've been shown is to put you in a state of fear. That's what it is in this bloody country. Fear, 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 fear. And the world's a beautiful place. It really is. It's just what we've been shown, especially with the news and all that. It's just crap. Politicians, governments, etc., etc. I'm going way off topic now, aren't I? I just want to say that. Yeah, same here, Matt. Sometimes I just cannot deal with it. The thing is with my bootcamp people, I know them. I see them like pretty much every day. There's like, I train every day with these people. They consider them as normies, but they are lovely people. Yes, okay, they've been vaccinated, and I don't shove it down their face. Oh, the vaccinated people and all that. I can't stand that sort of stigmatization. But it's their life. You want to get vaccinated, that's absolutely fine. I'm not going to stigmatize you, but these people are lovely people. They're really, really nice, I have to admit. So I don't put them into a category as like the conspiracy people do. You know what I mean? Just saying. Right, I think that's it. I got to be up at like 5 o'clock in the morning. So but guys, I'm going to leave it there. Go subscribe right now. You have to. You promise me? Subscribe to UFO Book Library. His link is in description. Let me just double check. Yes, in this live stream right here. And Matt, I'll give you a shout, brother, and we'll do something. Actually, Disclosure Day is now streaming, I think. So maybe you got a free couple of hours. I'll pop in with you and have a little watch party, and we'll go from there, mate. But yeah, please subscribe to UFO Book Library. And I want to thank everyone in chat and to the moderators for being here with me. And yes, we are back. So yes, back live streams every Friday as we are talking about current day ufology. Oh, also, where is it too? I put it here. It's gone now. Where is it bloody too? I had the book here. Oh, there it is. Yeah. Matt, thank you so much for the book you've given me. UFO Crash, Friend and Foe by Jenny Randalls. Much appreciated. Thank you so much. And you can have this book right here. No, I'm joking. I'll do a swap with you at some point. But yeah, absolutely, definitely looking forward to it. 100%. Yes, we both exchanged numbers, so that's all good. Oh, B&O from Oz 1975. Thank you for the 199 super chat. Thank you so much, man. Much appreciated. Oh, I love your avatar. Yeah, is that the screaming painting with the alien as a head? Fantastic. No, it's mine. No go backs now on that one. But yeah, I'll speak to you soon, Matt. All right. So yeah, Matt, thanks for popping in. It's much appreciated. Green Tea, Bob Lazar, Moody Mongrel. I had a few hours sleep this evening, but that's so I can get up at 4 a.m. tomorrow. Oh no, what you got to do? I've got some plants that need to be cut down before sunrise. Say no more. Oh mate, you do a bit of gardening. It's bloody hot, isn't it, mate? It's bloody terrible. But Moody, thank you so much, man. Sadie, much appreciated as always. Chillster, Gobstopper, Chameleon UK, John P. Adventures, much appreciated, brother. I've got pop up to your show at some point, and you got pop up to mine as well. Now I'm back. I'll be in touch, mate. I'll be in touch. Bob Lazar, Green Tea. I think I said you guys before. Chameleon UK, Bob Lazar, and Paul Robinson. Oh, Paul, did I say hello to you? I don't think I did, brother. Oh, I'm so sorry, mate. Hello and goodbye. But yeah, it's nice to see you, Paul. It's nice to see you. And Budicon. Yeah, Budicon. Nice to see you, man. Right, you tight. So, guys, if you do like what you see, please like and subscribe. It'd be much appreciated. And I'll see you either on Wednesday on Hidden Underbelly Show or next Friday as for a live stream. Plus, I'll put some documentaries up and I'll do like a little vlog on current day ufology. So until next time, always remember, they're watching you, watching us, watching them. I'll see you soon. Oh, many thanks again for Blinken for the $10 super chat, and Bruno from Oz for the $1.99 super chat. Thank you so much, guys, and I'll see you next week. Take care.